Hello, welcome to day 9. So for me, it's a week later. I just wanted to kind of say how brave people have been since I started. When I first posted, when I first posted it, obviously I'm really talking to people that are in a lot of pain in regards to letting go of somebody. But I kind of didn't envisage people messaging me and saying that it would help them with regards to breaking friendships ending and things like that. So that's been really nice that there's been some diversity in what people are getting out of it. And it's been nice when people have said that it's helped them process other things, because I think what we forget sometimes is that pain and heartache and grief are universal feelings, that it doesn't matter what it is. Kind of the first step is accepting that that's how you feel. I've had a friend that has lost her dad in the middle of this, and I can't begin to tell you the pressure that women put on themselves to be strong and carry on regardless. And I think it's really healthy to demonstrate to your children that it's okay to cry. I think it's really healthy to be able to cry until you stop crying, rather than rush the tears and trying to cut that emotion down and finish it quicker, or speed it up, or let it all out until there's nothing left in there. Today on my notes it says about feeling all the feels, and I think that that's one of those things where the quicker you can get comfortable with the uncomfortable, the easier life can be. We hold ourselves against such high standards of where we should be and what we should be doing, and I feel like the word should be banned from our vocabulary, because I always talk about energy in terms of cookies. So I'm like, right, week 1 of my cycle, I've got 10 cookies. By week 6 I've got 4 cookies. But just by giving ourselves such a hard time over what we should be doing, we deplete our cookies just by doing that. And lots of the time I kind of feel like society has taught us that by feeling guilty we'll be spurred into action, and the truth is the complete opposite. Actually, when we are given an even playing field, and when we are kinder to ourselves, it gives us much more room to create, to make mistakes, to take leaps of faith, to play and grow. And we can't grow when we're in a state of constantly giving ourselves a kick, emotional kicks. So really today, day 9, is about feeling all the feels. So whatever you need to feel today and every day, let yourself feel it. Don't rush through the emotion. If you need to cry, cry. I realised recently that I hadn't ever grieved, apart from day 1 where I fell on the floor and really cried. Ever since, I haven't cried about my ex-husband. That was 5 years ago. And my friend Danny, who runs a couple of pages, I'll tag her in them, but she said that when she needs a cry, because she's not very good at crying in front of people, she will put on a really sad song and do the hoovering and throw herself on the floor, which I loved that. So a couple of weeks ago I drove home from dropping the boys to the ferry, and I put Celine Dion on. Well, actually it just came on, and it was that song, how does it go? When you hold me like this, and when you touch me like that one, yeah. And there was something that resonated with me, and I'm sure she says something about throwing herself on the floor, and I was like, I started crying, and I really, really cried. Um, and I was so proud of myself that I actually videoed myself crying. Not while I was driving, that wouldn't be good. But when I got home, I videoed myself crying because I was just like, wow, that was so powerful. And I felt so good afterwards. I felt like this huge release. Um, and I think it is really important that, as much as if you're in a dangerous place, so if you're thinking about self-harming, suicide, of course, distract yourself with something healthy. And I'm not talking about, alcohol or Tinder or whatever it may be. But we can sometimes emotionally self-harm by, for me, like, emotional self-harming looks like comparing yourself to other people. It looks like looking at accounts of women that you would like to be like, but know that you're never going to look like. Rather than doing things like that, of course, distract yourself with something healthy, read a nice book, go for a walk, do something lovely, make some art. But distraction aside, there are times when you do just need to accept what you're feeling and let yourself feel it and let yourself get comfortable with it. And one of the things about moving forward is, if you are looking to move forward at any point and move on to another relationship, the more comfortable you can be with being around yourself, the easier it is to find a new relationship. There's nothing more terrifying than not liking yourself, getting in a relationship where you start really liking someone, and then those times when, he has to go out because he's got to have a social life, and you really should go out and have a social life, but you're like, oh my God, I don't like myself. So you cling on to something that, you know, you create an unhealthy pattern of being afraid to be on your own. Whereas if you're really unafraid, you're not like, I don't need a man, I want a man, or partner or whatever it may be. And then they're like a little nice cherry on the top rather than your whole focus. But anyway, so today, feel all the feels, my friends. Let yourself feel, and if you need to, put Celine Dion on or whatever. I tried to cry in the beginning. I couldn't cry, and I watched Forrest Gump and couldn't cry. And I was like, am I dead inside? But I wasn't. Anyway, that was day 9. Thank you.